Hello retro gamers, Matt here again with another installment of Boyographic, the bi-weekly series in which I look at the highs and lows of the Game Boy library. And this week I'm going to be looking at one of the three games that most people find synonymous with the Game Boy. One of them involves falling blocks that must be fitted together to create a solid line. One involves collecting 151 creatures in balls, while the third game involved a well-known plumber in an adventure the likes of which hadn't been seen before. The last game on the subject of this episode is known to the world as Super Mario Land. Super Mario Land is considered to be the first game for the Nintendo Game Boy and was originally going to be bundled in with the console. That was until Bulletproof Software's Hank Rogers intervened, perhaps for the better, but we'll talk about that in a future episode. The tale goes that Nintendo's president at the time, Hiro Yamauchi, wanted a Mario series game on the Game Boy and ordered the Game Boy's creator, Gunpei Yokoi, to have his now legendary Nintendo R&D1 Team created. This would be the first portable Mario offering since the Game & Watch, but more importantly, the first Mario title not developed by the Red and Blue Plumber's creator, Shigeru Miyamoto, and, well, it shows. Instead, the game was directed by Satoru Okada, who not only holds amongst his credits being the director of Metroid and Kid Icarus, but would also become the head of Nintendo's portable hardware division after the departure of Yokoi. While the key Mario gameplay is there, namely Mario runs, collects coins, stomps enemies and gets through the level, the game really does mix up the formula. For starters, we're not here to save Princess Toadstool, Peach or Paulina, but Daisy, who we're now all very familiar with thanks to her many appearances in the various sports and karting titles. But we're not saving Daisy from Bowser or King Koopa as he was known at the time. No, our enemy this time is Tatanga, a mysterious spaceman. Ooh, space Mario? I'll never catch on. There are also dozens of new enemies in this game for Mario to conquer, and those that existed before have a new sting in the tail. For example, Koopa Troopas now don't turn into a projectile weapon for your advantage, but now transform into bombs. One hit from any of these enemies, and like the original Japanese entries into the Super Mario Bros. Series, will see you reduced to a regular Mario, regardless of your current power-up. Speaking of power-ups, only those found in Super Mario Bros. On the Nintendo Entertainment System make an appearance. There's a Super Mushroom for turning Mario into Super Mario, and also a variant on the traditional Fire Flower known as a Super Ball Flower. With this power-up, Mario can throw a Super Ball that, unlike a fireball in the traditional Mario games, instead bounces around the screen at 45-degree angles. As well as being the only means of dispatching some of the enemies in the later levels, the Super Ball also collects coins for you, meaning you don't have to worry about missed opportunities for extra lives, as long as your Super Ball trigonometry is on form. There is of course one other power-up in Super Mario Land, the classic Starman. However, we're unable to talk about that without discussing Super Mario Land's score, which for the most part is fantastic. In each of Mario's 4 unique worlds, the score really does amplify the mood and feel of the game. Whether it's the Egyptian influence in World 1-3's music, or the gentleness of Daisy's theme, they really show off the sound chip of the Game Boy fantastically. That is, except the Star theme, which is an 8-bit sample of Offenbach's overture of Orphy or Enfers, i.e. the fucking can-can music. Why? Why, when you have Hirokazu Tanaka, the composer of Metroid, Kid Icarus and Mother, do you make him sample the fucking can-can music? Especially when a Star theme already exists. Could he not have remixed it? Forget it. What's done is done. At the end of the game's 12 unique stages, 3 apiece spread across 4 enchanting worlds, which does kind of remind me of DuckTales, as they're kind of themed around various real-world locations, there is an opportunity for a bonus round in which players can win extra lives or a Super Ball Flower. Trust me when I say you should go for this extra opportunity every chance you get, as these lives will become crucial later on, especially if you plan to go for a run of the Super Mario Land's New Game Plus, which is available after completing the game. Other than that, the gameplay is mixed up on occasion by a shooting level in a submarine or a plane, which both coincide with the second and fourth and final boss. Why is there a basic shump in Super Mario Land, you might ask? Damned if I know. But if I was to guess, it's probably a way of Nintendo being able to show off what the system can handle from the get-go. Overall, Super Mario Land is a bit of an odd fish. It's a Mario title fondly remembered by a lot of gamers because of its bundling with some Game Boys, as well as being bought for the rest by their parents because of Mario's brand recognition. I, however, did not really play this game as a kid, so my nostalgia vision is clearly switched off for this one. But it really didn't need to be on to start with. Despite Mario's jump mechanics feeling a little off, making some of the platforming elements a little frustrating to say the least, Super Mario Land is a good game and it's full of charm. See that snake? That sprite exists to appear 3 or 4 times in the entire game. Another turtle would have done for any kid playing it, but not to the folks at R&D1. That level of dedication alone should make Super Mario Land a must for your collection. And with an estimated 18.06 million copies sold outside of the Player's Choice version, it shouldn't be too hard to get it for a fair price. Just watch out for resellers trying to profit off the Mario name. I've seen people try and sell this cart for upwards of £10, and while it's a good game, a cart-only Game Boy game at that price is pretty ludicrous. I'm looking at you, Link's Awakening. But that's it for this episode of Boyographic, folks. If you've liked this and if you have fond memories of Super Mario Land, please share this, like it, and comment below and let me know what you think of the video. Next up, I'll be doing something probably a little bit more obscure, but I just kind of wanted to step back on the beaten track for a few of those who are just looking at starting a Game Boy collection. As always, you can find me on Twitter at Gameboy, where I'll post my most recent purchases as well as some other cool Game Boy related stuff every now and again, and have a chat. Why not? That's what Twitter's all about. I'm also the co-host of a podcast called Attack, which you can find every Sunday in iTunes, Stitcher, and on our website, tomamattack.com/podcast. And we're also on Twitter at TMAcast. Drop us a line and let us know what you think of that. More importantly, go check out our father site, blastprocess.com, for all the latest in news, reviews, etc. Until next time, guys, game on.